Hi again, it's Greg Hughes from 90 Second Website Builder. I want to talk to you about a very important part of the software that protects you and protects your files. It's called a backup manager. 90 Second Website Builder is configured to make backups of your work as you work automatically, but you can control how it backs up your work. Now, before I show you the backup manager, one of the things you should know that's great about building your website offline anyway is when you are creating a website on your local computer and then publishing it to a server online, you actually always have a copy of your website, assuming your computer doesn't crash, because what you're uploading to your server or your web hosting account is a generated copy of your website. So there's always going to be one on your server or your hosting account, plus you're always going to have the source file on your computer. But for an extra measure of safety, 90 Second Website Builder is always backing up that local website project as well. Let me show you how that works. You'll find under the Tools menu and then Options, there's an area called Backup. And this is where you can manage the settings for how 90 Second Website Builder and where 90 Second Website Builder backs up your files. It's very simple. First of all, the default location is one I recommend that you keep, and that is there will be a folder inside your My Documents folder called 90 Second Website Builder. This is where you're saving your projects, hopefully. And inside that folder, there's a system file called Backups. This is something that the software put there when you installed the software. So that's already there. And this is the storage facility for your backups. Obviously, you can change this location if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend doing that just because it keeps things nice and organized when you know where everything is. Also, you can control how many backups it makes. By default, it's going to make 4. That's a quadruple redundant backup. So in other words, it's going to back up your work one time. The next time it backs it up, it's going to have a second copy. It'll back up again on a third copy and then a fourth copy. And it will always keep exactly 4 of the most recent copies of your project in the backups. So you have plenty of safety. If you want more, you can set it for more. If you want to save some disk space, you can set that for less. But 4 is a good number. You can auto backup by clicking this. Every 5 minutes, every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, or never. Also, if you want to make a backup copy of your project and have it stored on the server, you can do that. However, you would very rarely need to do that. And I wouldn't recommend that because your website's already on the server if you've published it, and you'll have these redundant copies anyway. But again, that is an option. Now to go to the Backups Manager, all we need to do is click on Backups. And that brings up this interface right here. And this is where we can see all of the backup files that 90 Second Website Builder has been saving while we work. The top of the list is going to be the most recent backup that was run. And you'll notice this project that I've been working on, it's called 90 V1102. There are 4 backups. Here's the first one that it did, and they'll end in this number, 01, 02. Here's the third one, and here's the fourth one. The next time it backs up, it will eliminate this first one and always keep 4 of the most recent backups. That's basically how it works. So anyway, if you're going to go restore your most recent copy if something happened and you want to go back to where you were, it's a matter of simply selecting that file and clicking the restore button and everything would come back. So that's just a great feature and a safety precaution as you are working with 90 Second Website Builder. Let me show you something else that's just a convenience. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. And up in the Tools menu where we went to Options, you can always just jump right to the Backup Manager right here. This is not where the settings are, but this is where your backup files are. So if you're ready to restore a project, you simply go to Tools, Backup Manager, and if you've been working on a lot of files, sometimes it'll take a second to load, but it'll bring up all of the files that are in the backup. Since I work with 90 Second a lot, I've got a lot of files backed up here, as you can see, and I can go way, way back in time. I've got files all the way back 4 years in here, and always at least 4 copies of each project. So it's a really great security to know that your work is being backed up and protected as you're working in 90 Second Website Builder.